Hello guys, and welcome to Hell Let Loose. So this is a game being developed by Black Matter, a Australian team, and it's a realistic tactical World War II shooter. There's not a whole lot of those out there right now, is there? So if you look on my channel, there's not a whole lot of anything other than strategy games. Like I play a lot of EU4, I play other Paradox titles, but if you go back a little bit further, you'll see that I've also played things like Day of Infamy, which is a World War II shooter. Just I wouldn't say it was quite tactical in nature, and also played a bit of Arma 3, but not a whole lot of it is not on my channel. This really excites me. It really does. Having this kind of tactical gameplay in World War II scenario, it's not something that generally you see, so I'm really pumped for it. I am in sort of the inner circle, if you will, of this title. I'm in the Discord. I've got a direct line to the devs, and I can sort of see where the game is going from behind the scenes, let's say. It's really looking good so far. So one of the main things I love about this, and which kind of stops me from enjoying games like CSGO or Call of Duty or Battlefield, is there's no run and gun one-man army bullshit. This is, you're gonna have to play as a team to achieve victory, and for victory, well, at the moment, like, this is all still in development, so things can change, but at the moment there's 3 resources in the game: manpower, munitions, and fuel. So victory is attributed to manpower, but like I said, it's in development, and victory points a la Squad or Project Reality, that's also being discussed and tested and all that sort of stuff. Speaking of Squad, the developers have said that the voice over IP, the way you talk to your teammates, is going to be something similar to Squad. Maybe not exactly the same, but pretty damn close, it seems. Just like Squad as well, you have your army, is your team is not just one humongous blob that's moving towards your enemy. You're split up into 6-man squad sizes. There are 50 players on each team, and squads can place player deployed spawn points. Again, like Squad, like Project Reality Arma 3, like Project Reality, the Battlefield 2 mod, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. So there are supply and tank vehicles, supply and rearmament, sort of bringing munitions and fuel, as we said earlier, to the front lines. There are multiple roles available for your squad, so you've got the commander, the medic, you've got tank crew, all these kind of things. Speaking of the commander, they are able to call in airstrikes, a la Day of Infamy has that as well, so that's pretty cool, I think. Speaking of tanks, the driver is not able to shoot. So if you take, for example, the Sherman, the American tank during World War II, or one of the American tanks during World War II, that had a crew of 5. So they've kind of cut down on that for getting away from the realism to improve gameplay. So while realism is an important factor, it's not realism at the expense of gameplay. So they have made it so that there are only 2 crewmen in a tank. You have your driver and you have your gunner. The driver cannot shoot, the gunner cannot drive, which I'm a fan of. I think that's a good compromise. There's a finite amount of ammo, so if you are running out of ammo in your tank, you have to go back to the main base, your FOB, your forward operating base, to rearm and repair. Speaking of repair, there's going to be like a potentially War Thunder-y kind of damage system. War Thunder is something that they have directly quoted as something they want to emulate, so that's got probably the most in-depth damage system of any kind of game that has tanks. That's got the most in-depth damage system. So there's a few little different levels of damage that you can get. So you've got crippled, which halves your movement speed. You've got immobilized, which means you cannot move. Firepower kill means your main gun has been destroyed. Mission kill, which means your crew is injured or killed, but the tank itself survives. And a catastrophic kill, so something like the tank has been destroyed, your ammo explodes, and the crew has been immolated. So yeah, this game is going to be graphic, by the way. There is a lot of gore. They've said they want to add in dismemberment, it's gonna be pretty brutal. But like I said, it's visceral, it's intense, and I love the idea of that. So the way you want to kill tanks, by the way, infantry weapons for the most part can only damage or immobilize. If you want to kill the tank outright, you're going to need something like an AT gun or another tank. Speaking of AT guns, I'll put a picture of one up here. They are manable. You can fire them, you can move them, although you would be moving relatively slowly considering you're pushing around this big 40-pounder tank gun. But yeah, you're going to have to take some serious firepower to deal with this hulking behemoth tank thing. So that's pretty cool. As I said earlier, commanders can call in airstrikes. However, airplanes, at the moment, we don't know if this is going to change or not in the future, airplanes are not flyable. Which, I don't know, on the one hand, adding a third level to the combat, so you've got your infantry, you've got your tanks, adding that third level may kind of dilute the experience a bit, as they do have only 100 players per map. Maybe in the future that can change, maybe not, who knows. Like I said, there's up to 100 players, you have artillery as well. I'm not sure whether artillery is manable, or whether again it's just the commander is able to bring that down from behind the lines, call it in, I want big artillery explosion, kill that thing over there. In World War II, artillery killed the most amount of people out of any other kind of thing. So infantry combat, tank combat, air combat, artillery was the king. So let's see how effective it is, and I can't wait to see artillery blowing up and, like I said, dismembering my enemies. That's going to be fucking amazing. At present, bridges, walls, and fences are top of the destruction priority list. That's a direct quote from the guys over at Black Matter. They were thinking about having other things destructible. However, they said that it's kind of a trade-off. Do you want 5 people to be playing on a map where everything is destructible, or do you want 100 people playing on a map where there is a lot of destructible stuff? So that's, I think that's a good trade-off. Like walls, bridges, and fences, it's enough. Maybe trees would be nice to have as well, and maybe the walls being part of buildings, so you can blow out the walls of the buildings but not the corners, say, so you can't like knock the entire building down. Who knows? The medic role, that's another role that you can play when you're in the squad, of course. You will be able to heal your downed comrades, but it's there's a few different ways you can be damaged. So if you get hit in your arm or your leg, you can patch that up yourself. Of course, a medic will be able to do that faster, I would imagine, just like it is in the squad. If you get hit in the torso, you're going to need a medic to get you back up. But if you get hit by a high explosive shell from artillery, or a tank shoots you dead on in the face, there ain't no medic going to get you up from that. You are completely fucked. Like I said, dismemberment and gore is a part of this. So if you get dismembered, I don't think a medic is going to be able to stitch your arm back on in the middle of combat. Just saying, that's probably not going to happen. And lastly, players can construct fences like barbed wire, tank traps, they can construct machine gun nests, and there's an engineer class that can construct minefields, both anti-tank and anti-personnel. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. I am going to keep covering this game because like I said, I'm ridiculously excited for it. It looks amazing. I'm going to keep covering it. Like I said, I'm talking to the devs. Might even ask them if I can do an AMA with them, do a little Q&A session with them. If that pans out, then amazing. Look forward to that. If not, then it sucks, but whatever. They're busy guys. They're building a bloody game, for Christ's sake. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about Hell Let Loose, whether you are as excited for it as I am. I know it's not the norm for my channel. It's not what I'm kind of known for, but I am excited for this. I'm going to be playing it as soon as there is a playable version. So let me know what your thoughts are, and I will see you in the next one.